It's looking like a big time year for goals here in 2025. Of course, we started off the year on the right foot last week, getting a non-tip on our very first hunt. And now, after this past weekend's 24-hour stream, we literally have just one bow in the entire game that we don't already have 1,000 kills with. And that, of course, is Casey's creator, Parker Python. So we need about 735 kills with this to get to 1,000. This is a 10-year plus goal of mine. And it's been a really good thing to work on as we keep trying to get a 400 plus non-typical mule deer, and that, of course, is why we're back here on Timbergold Trails today. And who could have possibly predicted we'd be starting off with a Rocky Mountain elk? It seems every single hunt, this is what we have happen, but it's kind of just a factor of where we start these hunts. So let's see. Gonna try to drop him, and there actually was a second bugle. I didn't hear anything run off, so maybe we can get two. And sure enough, man, two of them combined that aren't going to even hit 400 themselves, but a kill's a kill, and if we're trying to get to 1,000 with every bow in the game, might as well take those opportunities when they come about. So what we're actually going to do is claim these two bulls and then fast travel, so not a big deal to jump up and run. Frankly, if we weren't trying to get to 1,000 kills with the bows, if we can claim this, we could have used a gun and had the same effect. 190 for that guy. Both end up being double lung, this one at 26 meters, yeah, 188, so they do indeed not combine to be 400 inches, but once we get to within 1,000 meters of this and only need one camping supplies, we'll fast travel down there. That might be a wolf worth taking out, 75 to 85 kilo, and up to 17 on the score, so we've got the 30R here, and I hate shooting something so early with the rifle, because, you know, anything could be out there just behind these trees, and we just can't see it because it's so dark, but that guy could well be 16.5 plus, so pretty good looking head on him, of course. It is really hard to see. Did he stop? Oh, there he is. Okay. Try to get him before he disappears. I think we just shot him in the neck, but that'll work. Sometimes you just rather be lucky than good. That's body blood, so obviously we didn't hit the lungs. Looks like a nice one. Weight is going to be 76 kilo. We hit him neck and skull, actually. 16.1 is solid. Not going to be what we want to do a skull mount of in the trophy lodge. So, just kind of a nice little bonus kill. I was hoping to be a little better than that, but maybe if we can save luck like that for other shots, that'd be useful. Well, it seems we're kind of back to our old ways here. 42 minutes until we finally have an opportunity to buck. Let's go ahead and try to get him. Because you heard that grunt there. Actually, sounds like there's footsteps of another one coming in. And it didn't spook, but this guy over here is at least a pretty good one. He is 180 to 210. Got a doe coming in, but I'd have to think those other footsteps back this way should have been a buck. And a buck indeed, actually pretty good one. 140 to 170. Now there's another doe behind him, but I'm gonna guess this sends them running is not a guarantee. But with the one basically right under us, I would have thought they take off. It's funny how sometimes you get away with it, sometimes you don't. I kind of think it's like how far the deer are apart sometimes. We can't shoot just because of how close it is to the stand, so it's got to get up underneath us here. Other buck's plenty far away. This should be doable now. And that is going to spook him. I honestly did not realize there was a doe over there, because that could have easily ran at our buck, but we should be good. So nearly 45 minutes to get a buck turned into, that's a huge sticker by the way, turned into 3 bucks and a doe as long as we can make this shot. And honestly, 3 pretty decent ones. So into about 20. There's nothing we can do here. These are going to spook no matter what because of that other buck. But 4 for 4 then on drop shots. We'll go and collect them. This guy with that short tine is going to be sub 200. And by the way, right over there across the bridge is where we got our non-tip in the last hunt. So we'll see what this hunt has in store. 188 for that guy. Got the doe laying right here, and then the other two just back there behind the stand. How do we spine, shoulder blade, skull, and liver somehow? I don't know how we did that. This buck and the other one were pretty much the same size. And hey, talking about trying to get to 1,000 kills with every bow, situation like this, just honestly, we jumped in the stand so we could call in that one bigger buck. 3 bonus kills. We'll take that any day of the week. So double lung 168 and 162 for those. 3 over 160 after nothing for almost an hour. That is quite an upgrade. And what the heck, might as well make it 4 deer. Look at all the stickers on this guy. He's got a huge drop tine, which honestly looks really, really cool. We'll just go ahead, see if we can make one more drop shot. Or maybe 2, because I'm pretty sure there's a doe standing right here. Racking up the kills. Something else was coming in, but plenty of opportunities all from this one stand. We barely got kind of going up towards the bridge and got another grunt. Just in case, you never know what deer might be that 400 non-tip. Decided to stop and bring him in. And he's probably the lowest scoring of our bucks thus far, but maybe the coolest looking. Bringing in neck bone shots. Wow, 132. Just to be clear, this is like a 140s, 150s rack, but all those deductions knock him down into the 130s. That might be the biggest 130 we've ever shot. So another pretty good buck, 170 to 195, but I'm pretty sure there's a herd coming in down to our right. It's 50 meters away, which really I'd prefer not to do, but in the interest of making sure we don't spook them, I'm gonna launch it out that way. We actually dropped him, so that's basically perfect. And we'll see if these bucks come in. And our reward for that? Probably just under a 200. That left side, the back fork has a short tine, but unless there's something else good coming in here, which I guess it could be a group of 3 and it's kind of starting to look like it is, I think that's going to be the best thing we get. So, there is another buck back there. Like a 160 or so. So we're probably missing one. And I guess we'll wait as long as possible to take the shot just in case. But I just don't see any other movement. We get much closer here. He's already probably going to see us before we get the shot off. Testing the air anyway. And that should end up spooking all them. So we'll probably try to get tracks just in case. But 2 pretty nice bucks. Maybe both over 190. This guy definitely. Got him. I thought that was weird. Intestine, stomach, and liver dropped him. 192. Actually, a little less than I thought. And then the first one, which at 50 meters, we ended up double lunging. Actually, a better shot at that distance, although broadside's a little easier. Only 177 for him. Was he, like, missing something? Not really. I mean, one short main beam, sticker there, short back tine. I guess I can see it. Anyway, we'll check for tracks and then keep on moving. So I can't say I'm surprised, just given the amount of deer we encountered over on the west side of the map. But a quick fast travel to one of my favorite spots, this tent right here. One solo, not very impressive buck, but a kill's a kill, so let's try to get that. And we're pretty well approaching that part of the hunt where we start to move a little into Puma territory. Now, how we're going to do this, I'm not sure. Because typically we check these lakes on the way by, but just the way our fast travel timer worked out, we've already been through there, so maybe kind of like wrap around the mountain and go up like that. Should give us plenty more opportunity for more mule deer, and given what we've seen so far, there's probably a bunch more on that side than where we are here. And as for this guy, just got a little long, double lung liver shot, in fact, 105 score. What? What? Why are there deer on everywhere? I have no idea why that happened. Okay. Maybe he was walking across the river and I didn't see him. Nonetheless, he wasn't that big, but that was odd. Well, that's a little more like it. 200 to 230 on that buck. I gotta say, I don't see anywhere near 230 looking at that. For some reason, there's an elk trotting up through there, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. Curious. Actually, it's a little better than I thought. Let's, first things first here, get the shot, and then we can go and find out. That was a little delayed on the drop. I would have liked to have gotten out in the sun, because I would imagine minimum of 200 will end up taking some sort of trophy shot. There is a Puma down there. It wasn't an identifiable call, but it was a sound the Pumas make. I don't think I'm going to set up the call and try to get a trophy shot. That seems like a bit much, but we'll know to take our time. Hey, it doesn't look bad. No short tines. I hope this isn't like a 203, though. Doubling him at 16 meters. It's going to be... Please calculate. Oh, not again. Everything big that I shoot lately happens. Well, sometimes it will calculate after the fact, and we may or may not find out. So I'm thinking 212-ish, and then there's that sticker there too. So we probably would have been, 208, something like that anyway. Hard to really say, and like I said, sometimes it will calculate. So either I'll edit it in, or maybe I'll go and look like after this if it does come up. Decent chance we'll never find out. Good looking buck. Shame we didn't shoot him in the sun, because that actually would look really nice. But we do have a Puma to worry about, which, speaking of 2025 goals, I don't know that we'll get this done this year, but 100 harvests of every animal in the game, in addition to 1,000 with every bow, is something we've been working on. And we've been, since this 400 non-tip quest, there's another Puma sound there, still can't identify it, chipping away at the Pumas. So that would be our guy right there. Doesn't look half bad. Been a while since we've hunted them, to be fair, but 50 to 85 kilo, probably not going to be a monster. And we would go for a bow kill here, but I prefer to make sure we get him and not have to track him for the rest of the hunt, than add one to our bow tally. So, real quick, let's grab our color. And by the way, I went back and checked. I see no sign of that score calculating. Maybe that will change. But at least for now, going in blind as far as our mule deer. 80 kilos not terrible. 15.2, 151 GM for taking that shot. And I know we had gotten north of 50 pumas not too long ago, so we're probably somewhere between 50 and 60. But everyone counts. When it comes down to getting 100 of something that there just aren't many of on the map, anytime we get a chance, we're going for it. And so coming down here to the tree stand editing spot here for Timbergold Trails, one final buck with a massive sticker. We've had a couple today, but that one's gotta be the longest sticker we've had. 115 to 145. And if we can drop this guy, I think it'll be harvest number 14 on the day. So not too bad, all things considered. 200 plus that unfortunately didn't connect, and maybe breaking the fourth wall a little bit. There's like a 90% chance I'm sitting in that tree stand right now editing this video that you're watching, and that somehow works in 3 different time dimensions. But anyway, let's go ahead and grab this guy, and I guess I'll keep on checking back on the stats, see if somehow that buck does calculate. 127 for that. No non-tips today, no monsters, but man, I literally cannot believe this. So, tree stand editing strikes again. Check that out. Is that an albino mule deer buck or a dilute? I didn't see like the darker head patch or anything. That appears to be an albino. Not a monster by any stretch. 130 to 155. Or no, did we spot the wrong deer? 100 to 125 for that guy. And, I mean, I was done editing. The video was halfway done rendering. And what I typically do, you saw the little pan over of all the kills we had at the last spot. Typically when the video is done rendering, fast travel here, make the thumbnail, and then that's it. And literally, the entire premise for the thumbnail has changed with that guy right there, an albino buck. Ain't no 400 non-tip, but man, it is always like, it just feels like you're making some sort of progress when you're finding cool rares. That is so cool to watch. This is definitely risky, but I think I'm going to try to get this doe, just sort of get her out of the way. And if we can get, in addition to the albino, literally one other kill in this hunt, we will be to just 700 to go, which would be pretty nice. So that'll take care of that. Not going to mess around anymore. These deer are getting close enough they might start to hear shots. I mean, that is just so cool looking, and it's worked out well. Like, because we're later in the hunt, it's almost 8 a.m. The sun is really bright, and if we can make a decent shot, it should make for a good trophy shot. So he's kind of cutting across there. If he gets into the open and stops, broadside definitely feels the most doable. He's kind of leaning back our way a little bit and using the tree basically as cover, but as soon as he breaks one way or the other, I don't know that we're going to take that shot. We're just where we could clip the tree hitbox, so we'll let him get a little closer yet. Now we should be in the clear. The only thing is, trying to make that shot on the move sometimes get a little difficult. I don't know what he's doing, but that'll work, and we kept the shot behind the head, so we don't have an arrow sticking out of his forehead for the trophy shot. And we killed him just before he got into the shade. That is a crazy looking buck, with maybe even crazier circumstances to get him the way we did. Long liver, spine 1, 122 score. More importantly, the score calculated. We're going to send that to the trophy lodge then, and we'll get a quick little trophy shot. And I think we're going to go with that right there. So, minus the fact that we technically haven't harvested the other 2 does just yet, our 300 harvest with our last bow to go. Pretty cool to end up being an albino mule deer buck. And you know, sometimes the benefits of tree stand editing on the map that our video was recorded on, it has the ability to add something, in this case, way cooler than literally anything we had in that entire 3.5 hour plus hunt out here on Timbergold Trails. This time an albino muley buck, and it's been great as we've kind of, you know, gotten away from red feather really. Hunting for a 200 typical whitetail and a 400 rosy elk all those years, we've started to add some rare muleys to our lodge. The albinos though, I think that they look better than literally any of the other rares. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.